This is a model of thinking. This is a bit different model of thinking. You have to understand, the outside world, most people think it's your body doing it to you. Most people think it is a real problem. You remember yesterday, we had a real cracker? Those real crackers put out natural smells. Those real crackers had a natural flavor. This is a real physical, not a fake cracker. And by tapping on you, that cracker changed flavor and taste and smell, didn't it? This is a real physical cracker. It's not a fake cracker. Who changed? Your neurology, your brain. The meanings that your mind gives to you. And you can change anything inside yourself. Now, even research has shown amazing physical changes and healing with research. They call it the placebo effect. Now, of course, when you hear the placebo effect, you've got a scientist with a lemon in his mouth saying something like this freaking placebo effect is ruining our good research. Because, again, you know, they have something going on. We have something going on inside of our mind to change the body. I mean, you've seen, most of you probably seen, there's lots of research with this. They even did a research, and they were giving people fake radiation. This is not radiation at all. Fake radiation. 1 out of 3 lost their hair. No radiation. So there's something way beyond the physical, and is the power of your mind. And that's where the amazingness is. The amazingness is that this mind has a great ability to change itself. And so the question is, you know, what is happening? Yesterday we talked about this, you know. We talked about when I went up to the Amazon, I got this water that was healing people because there's chemicals and compounds in this water that's doing amazing things, and I used the wrong bottle. And it worked. Why? It's the power of belief. Let's look at this. We talk about how we talk about the placebo effect. What is the placebo effect? By definition, the placebo effect is the mind's great ability to heal itself in spite of the fake operation and the fake drug. The mind's great ability to transform itself. The mind is doing something inside of itself to change the body. The mind is doing it. All right? Now, of course, you know, there is what you call the hexing or the curse of the doctor or the voodoo guy says you got cancer, you're going to be dead in 3 days, and you die 3 days later. Or the doctor says you got cancer, you're going to die in 3 days, says you're going to die. And he dies in 3 days. Because the power of belief. The power of belief. And what do you believe to be true? All right, so here it is. We got a research going on, and we got 2 people coming to these different groups. There's about 3 groups, but we're going to use 2. Okay? All right. One group, one individual goes to the doctor, and they've got this physical ailment, this real disease. He goes to the doc. The doc says, "Hey, would you like to join this research project? We have a new drug or new procedure that's going to get rid of this problem." The person A, the placebo guy, woman, he goes, and so they go, "Okay, sounds great. When do we start?" Person B goes, "The nocebo effect." Now, if you don't want the nocebo effect, the correct drug, the correct operation, and they still got the pain. They have mind pain and also doing something else inside their head. What are they doing? They go up to the doc, say, "Hey, doc," the doc says, "Hey, we got this new drug. It could help you with your problem." And they go, "Okay, doc, but what if it doesn't work? What are we going to try next?" All right? What's the difference? Both of these individuals, the placebo and nocebo. Now, there's another group here. It's either going to work or it's not going to work. It's going to be merely chemical, physical, yes or no. There's no emotional investment. The most important part about this combination that we're talking about, and these both here have been scientifically proven that the mind can heal itself and the mind cannot heal itself. No matter how good the drug or no matter how good or fake the drug is. There's something going on that we haven't discovered yet. Well, others hadn't. We have. And there's something that we're doing inside yourself. And this part of us doctors have seen amazing things. They scratch your head, they saw the tumor, and they went and did something, got prayer or something happened, the tumor's gone. And then, or like with the lupus, there was actual real proof lupus was there physically. Lupus is now not there physically with a drug test. The guy who came to see me he had nerve damage from 13 angiograms, and he had to have morphine patches on his hip. I worked on him. I addressed his emotional issues. I addressed the same thing we talked about here. All the stuff in and around it. And all of a sudden, the pain's gone. Not all of a sudden. It took me 2 hours. But he's been dragging this pain around for 10 years. 3 weeks, 3 months later, he comes back. He shows me, look, the doctor says I'm supposed to have pain. Where is it? I said, the doctor's got it now. So anyway, so what did I do? I did exactly as I'm instructing you how to do this. But there is a piece of us. It is the powerful transformational piece that is manifesting and creating from your head. It's from your head. And that's what we're going to look at. So we call it the universal pattern of belief or creation, because this is how you're sitting here today. This piece of you is an unconscious pattern that manifests and produces from your inner head world and process. All right? It's very, very simple. There's also, I mentioned yesterday, a video you can go watch. I use this in my level 1 training. It's called the Fear and Faith by Darren Brown. And he's talking about the placebo effect. Unfortunately, he doesn't understand exactly what I'm teaching you here, but this works. And he's using all the right pieces. All right, so what happens? How did you get here? You're here because of this process. Your pain is because of this process. Your problems is because of this process. It's something you're doing within you. And you do it without even knowing that you're doing it. It's very simple, though. Well, it is now. Okay? It's like this. There's a part of your brain, the physical part, it's called reticular formation, and this reticular formation brings into focus what you think is important for you. Now, of course, what's important to you is based on the data inside your brain, your memories and experiences. So if you've been abused, beaten, and taken advantage of, everywhere you go, this part of your brain is going to bring into focus people who are like where you come from. If you have pain, if you had painful experiences, this part of your mind brings into focus everything that you believe to be true. This part of you is about as big as your little finger. Now, it's working right now. It's listening to what I have to say. You're noticing what's happening inside your head, but you're not noticing your shoes on your feet. Until now. Now, right? Close your eyes. Just close your eyes for a second. I would like you to think about a color. I want you to think of the color blue. And as you look at the color blue, I want you to notice all shades of blue in your mind. Just notice the different shades of blue. Blue, blue, blue. All the blues. Dark blue, bright blue, turquoise blue, all the blues. You got it? You got them all? Now I want you to open your eyes, look around, and count how many blues you see. Just look around. Start counting all of them. Look around. Got it? All right, now close your eyes. Notice how many you counted. You got the number? With your eyes still closed, tell me how many reds you see. Looking around. Did you see any reds? Saw her red. All right, so notice, by the way, by your focus, you get what you focus on. This is the power of your unconsciousness. This is how your brain works. So how did you get here? First of all, obviously at some point you found out there's a seminar. And in your mind you said, well, I'd like to go to that. I like that guy. He's pretty smart. Right? And then you start thinking, well, how can I get there? So then you go to the website and you look at this and you start thinking, well, I could probably do that. Then you go and you check your airline tickets. Well, I can do that. You check the hotel. Okay, the hotel's not so bad. And then you start making your plans. You buy your tickets, you do this stuff, you start moving this way. And now all of a sudden you're here. Well, not all of a sudden. It took you a few days to get here, but you're here. All right? Now, you'll notice there's a few empty chairs. Guess what they did? They look at the price. They thought, well, that's all right. That's not too expensive. They look at the airline tickets. I can do that. Then they think, well, but what if I get sick? And they start thinking about the other things that they like Fritz. Where's Fritz at? We'll come back in a minute. So it's just like, so here it is. They start thinking about, well, it's going to be, I could be there sitting for hours. I don't know anybody. And then they think, well, what if I get sick and I have diarrhea, but stuck in my room? And guess what they didn't do? They didn't buy the ticket. Because see, this part of your brain has manifested and produced everything you have today, including your problems. Because again, this is how the brain works. So we got two people. First of all, what happens inside of the individual when they decide to take this research, there's something occurs in their mind that pushes them forward, and they create within themselves, consciously or unconsciously, an outcome. In their mind, they imagine an outcome. They saw themselves there. They saw themselves healed. Don't try to read my writing. It's my medical training that really screwed up my good penmanship. All right, so then they create an outcome inside their head. All right, and the next thing they're going to do is they're going to start looking for ways to get there, ways to have it. They're looking for ways. Now here it is. They got this outcome. Okay, so I'm going to go to this seminar. Okay, what do I got to do next? In their mind, they have an imprint. They're going to be there. Next thing they do, they start finding ways to get to that seminar. Now they start supporting the image or the idea inside their head. And then as they do that, then they start looking for more proofs. Proofs that support it. They start looking for proofs that support it. Let's say, for example, you're one of those guys who's got the fake drug, but you think it's real. In your mind, you know it's going to work. And you're taking this drug. And every time you take this drug, as you take the drug, you're feeling good about this drug. You know you're going to get healed because you got this idea in your head. And the more you take this drug, the more you imagine and produce the idea you're getting healed. And the nice thing about fake drugs that aren't even drugs at all, the benefit is that there's no side effects. Isn't that a beautiful part? Yeah. And it also encourages you to think, well, maybe it is working. All right, so then here it is. They start doing the proofs, and they do their affirmations as they do whatever it is that they do to support what it is that they're wanting to happen. And next thing you know, they're acting as if. They're acting as if it's true. And guess what happens? The fake drug did not heal them. The power of the mind healed them. Well, okay, that's the person here. Let's go to this other nocebo guy. First of all, the doctor says, hey, we got this drug, this new drug. It should help you solve your problem. I said, well, but, what if it doesn't work? And what happens inside their head? They've already saw all the things that didn't work for them in the first place. And then they start doing the drug. They start doing the medication, whatever it is. And as they go and they're dredging it, they go, oh, it's not going to work. I don't like that doctor. I think he's trying to kill me. And they start taking this pill and it says, I know it ain't going to work. It's a conspiracy. And they start taking it and they start to feel worse. They said, see, I'm dying. My symptoms are getting worse now. I'm going to die. And then, of course, they go there. And then, of course, they're living like it's not going to work. And guess what? Even though it's the right drug, the right operation, the right surgery, it doesn't work. I had this lady who came to see me. She's a psychiatric nurse. And she was diagnosed ADD or ADHD. And she said, Robert, what you say makes so much sense. You're so right. She said, I was being abused at home after I got home from school. And all day at school, I was worried about what's going to happen when I get home. Try to learn something and worry about something. It's like trying to sleep and worry about something. You can't. All right? So here it is. She was sexually abused as a child, and she wanted to get her control. She goes to the dentist to get her shots. It takes 20 shots. Try to numb her pain, and those shots are enough to knock a horse out. and she still felt the pain because a part of her mind says, you don't want to be controlled and you don't want to lose control. 20 shots, still feel the pain because of the power of her mind. Now, anyone else, you take a needle and you just go like this and they're numb. I mean, they're just out. And so the difference is the mind. The mind is the amplifier, the belief system, the reticular formation is all working together to create and manifest whatever it is that you already believe and hold. It works that way. So you're here because of your power of your mind. Those who aren't here is because of the power of their mind. And Frisch, you remember what you told me for break, about, the seminar? Just share what you said to me earlier. You said you were going to come, you weren't going to come.
Oh. Well, twice this year I got sick and went in the hospital. And so I thought, well, what if I get sick here? And this happened in January and February. I lost 4 units of blood and I had a bowel obstruction, but somehow with the tapping, it all disappeared. They found ulcers, never bothered me. It never started bleeding again. Bowel obstruction. Surgeon was going to operate on me. It disappeared. I'm not sure why. I just said, turn it over to God, just do a little tapping and resolve. But I thought, well, what if it happens here in Las Vegas? But I decided to come anyway. And I was short of breath before I came here, and I had gout pains. What if I get worse? But I said, I don't know, fuck this, I'll be okay. Because this is a house of healing. This is a house of healing.
Good job, Fritz. Now here it is, a pain seminar, and your pains are getting worse. You know how many times I see that? I do a seminar, it's not about pain. And of course, they know that we're going to the real deal. And they get sick, they'll find something wrong with the hotel, and they will get pissed off, angry, and they'll find a way to leave. Or they'll look for wrong everywhere they go because they're so scared. Tap on your fears. All right? So now you understand, this is how you're creating and manifesting.